everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily and welcome to the 5th Ask-A-Saurus Q&A on this channel. This is the series where I basically just answer your questions about anything, myself, the channel. Literally, if there's anything you want to know, make sure to leave a comment down below with your question so I'll try to answer that for next time. However, since it's been about 2 months since the last Q&A, I got my questions from Instagram, so thank you so much to everybody who responded to that story, and I'm gonna try to answer as many as possible in this. Anyways, before we dive in, don't forget to leave a like down below and do consider subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's answer some of y'all's questions. Okay, so our first one isn't really a question, it's a little self-promo, so I'm sorry in advance, but this is from Kai Brick Builds saying, not a question, just wanted to say that the reels that you've been making are awesome, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram yet, make sure to go do that. I have been having so much fun on the platform with Instagram Reels, so make sure to go check it out. Anyways, now let's get to the real questions. So the first question is from Peter Nike asking, did you collect Lego as a kid or only as an adult? So I didn't have any Lego sets as a kid. My first Lego set was back in, I believe, 2018 or maybe early 2019 actually. It was the Women of NASA set, and I love that set so much. I'm a computer programmer, I got a master's in data science, and the Margaret Hamilton minifigure in that means so much to me. I actually had that set on display at my first job, and I always got some questions about it because it's like, it's Lego, you know, it's like a toy. And I would just kindly explain it to them like, oh no, these are like NASA scientists, this is Margaret Hamilton, she's kind of a big deal, and they're like, oh, okay, cool, like, nice. But I didn't just end up with that set one day, like it didn't just show up at my house and I was like, okay, cool, I guess I like Lego now. My husband, or I guess then boyfriend, was super into Lego his entire life. Like he does not remember getting his first set. And so when I met him and I saw his apartment the first time, I was like, okay, you have like a bunch of Star Wars sets everywhere. What's the deal? I don't really get it. Aren't these kind of for kids? And he just explained like, oh no, it's like little replicas. Like it's really fun. It's relaxing to build these. They're actually collector's items. They go up in value. There's this whole adult community that does Lego. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I didn't know that. That's cool. And so he's kind of the reason that I'm even here, right? Like I would have never cared about Lego. It's not like I didn't like Lego, I just didn't care. Like it had no impact on my life, it wasn't relevant to me, it wasn't anything I ever really thought about. And then I met him and he got me the Woman of NASA set, which I really do adore. I treasure that set so much. And then also Scooby-Doo. Like he knew that I was such a huge Scooby fan and he was like, you know, there's like a Lego mystery machine that exists. Like, would that be something you like? Maybe we can build it together. And I was like, huh. Yeah, okay, like I like Scooby enough to try out this whole Lego thing a little bit more, and now I'm obsessed. So thank you, Ross. So I'm going to use this next question to kind of piggyback off of the previous question. This is from Stacks Brick Build asking, is your hubby only a gamer or is he an AFOL too? So yeah, he's definitely a Lego fan and he's been a Lego fan way longer than I have, but I wouldn't say that he's like a bigger Lego fan than me or I'm a bigger Lego fan than him. I'd say it's really pretty even, like we both have our different interests in Lego. Alright, so this next question is from Bin Chicken Bricks asking, favorite retired original theme? I'd have to say Lego Elves for original theme. I love Scooby, I love Disney, but like Lego Elves is probably my favorite retired original Lego theme. I just love the dragons in it. I think they're really cute, they're really fun. They're actually really cool to play with too, and I've actually set a few of them in my Lego City. I'm working on a forest in there right now, and what I think would be really cool is to have a little dragon sanctuary with some of the dragons kind of scattered throughout the forest, maybe in the trees, have like little watering holes for them. I don't know, I think that'd be really cute. Next question's from Baby Dahmer asking, will you have a meet and greet for fans? So, I mean, this is something I've kind of thought about, but nothing too formalized, and also, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not really like big enough to do anything like that yet, though I love meeting people, and really whenever there's like a Lego store release day, I kind of see that as like a mini meet and greet, because I'm always there. People will say hi, like I'll meet up with friends, people that watch the channel, and it's a really good time. So even though there's no like official Emmasaurus meet and greet or anything like that, if you live in Central Texas and you like Lego, you can usually find me at the Lego store on release day, so there's that. But also like another whole limiting factor is the pandemic. Like I want to keep everyone safe. Like I don't think it's really too responsible to like have this huge gathering of people, or huge, I don't know if anyone would actually show up, but like, yeah, I feel like that's something that would have to wait for the future. Next question from Dadera asking, do you miss data science or still do any of that for fun still? I do miss it. So yeah, if you're just joining the channel, you don't really know too much about me yet. I got my undergraduate in like the earth sciences, and then I went on for a master's degree in data science, and I used that degree for a full month because, well, it's actually kind of a sad story, but like, we'll keep it positive. So I graduated from my master's a month early. I finished everything, did my whole master's thesis, and like, I worked really hard, finished, did great, everything's amazing, get an amazing job, basically my dream job, and then 2020 happens. And about a month into that, I was laid off. And so I'm sure you can imagine the immediate panic that went on in my head. Like, oh my gosh, like I just graduated with my master's. No one's hiring because there's a pandemic. Like I applied to probably 50 jobs and heard nothing. So it was just really discouraging. I finally did get another job, but it was really like a very toxic work environment. I won't really get into that, but it was not healthy. So I left that job very quickly. And then I was working as a COVID modeler, which was actually really cool. However, it was just really sad. You know, like literally your whole job is looking at how many people died. And like I had a lot of death in the family this year. That wasn't really something good for me. It wasn't good for my mental health. Like it just wasn't a good fit. Like kudos to them. Like it's a really important job. It just was not for me. So I left that and now I do YouTube full time. But do I miss the data science part of it? Like, I mean, yes and no, right? Like part of me is like, you know, I have this master's degree. I went to school for 6 years and it's kind of discouraging almost. Like I almost feel bad that I'm not using it anymore. It's not like I didn't learn anything during that translates over to YouTube. Like of course I did. I learned critical thinking, problem solving, just like how to learn essentially is like I learned how to learn through grad school, through undergrad. And so that's definitely been helpful. The only time I've used my data science and programming skills recently was actually a while back. I did this analysis on the actual upcharge of different Lego themes. So like Disney versus Friends, you know, like Disney probably has this licensing agreement where it's kind of pricey, whereas Friends is just Lego's own IP. It's probably cheaper. And so we actually quantified it. I'll put it up in the cards if you're interested. But something really cool that came from that video, a little self-promo guys, I'm sorry, is that video and the information from it, the results were actually featured in the New York Times, which I didn't even know about until one of my friends sent me a message like, hey, like, is this you? And I was like, oh gosh, yeah, it is. Like, what is this? I don't think I can actually put into words how cool of a feeling it is to just like find yourself and your YouTube channel in the New York Times one day. You know, like that's like a really cool thing to happen. And so that experience kind of validated a little bit more of what I'm doing here on this platform. Like, you know, even though I don't really use my data science too much, at least like people still enjoy it. Like I can kind of bring it into Lego and it is acknowledged. Like the New York Times included it in an article, you know, like that's a crazy thing to happen. And so I mean, like I do miss the data science stuff, but at the same time, like this is a dream job. It really is. It's a ton of work. I'm not gonna say that it's not work. Like this is so much work, so much time, like 12-hour days, 14-hour days, but I love it, and so I don't mind spending my whole day doing this, you know? Anyways, on to a little bit lighter of a topic now. From BeastieBricks asking, what's your least favorite and favorite set that you own? So we'll start with the least favorite because I really do regret buying this set, and I was super hyped for it when it came out. I have another set from this theme, I guess you could say, and I love that one, so I bought this one as well. It was a waste of $120. I don't know what to do with it. I haven't even said what set it is yet. It is the Lego Friends Apartments, and I don't care about it. The minifigs in it are pretty cool, but I will probably just end up using it for pieces, unless if I can find a pretty good mock that combines that with Central Perk. I haven't seen one yet that really blows me away that I really want in my city, so I'm kind of waiting for something else, or maybe I'll just try to design it on my own. But yeah, I definitely regret buying that one. Oops. But then on to my favorite set, probably the Mr. Machine over here. I am obsessed with Scooby. If you're new here, like if you're new to this channel, welcome. I love Scooby. That's kind of my thing. Mr. Machine, one of my favorite sets by far. However, another favorite set of mine is definitely the Disney Castle. Like those are both really iconic sets. I love Scooby, I love Disney. Like both of those are a huge part of my life. And so having Lego sets that kind of just represent those two major like fandoms that I love is awesome. SpiderMan 16 wants to know if I have the 20th anniversary Slave 1. I do. So next up, I actually have two different questions from Volcom615, and I'm going to answer both of them because I feel like it. Are you going to get Ninjago City Gardens? Yes, eventually. I don't have plans yet. I don't know when it'll happen. I'm kind of hoping for like a double VIP weekend. We will see. I just know that I really want that set in my Lego city. I want to have a Ninjago area, and pretty much in every Lego City update, there's always someone in the comments saying like, where's Ninjago City? Where's the gardens? Where's the docks? Like, why don't you have those yet? And I'm like, I know, don't worry, it's coming, they're just kind of pricey. And his next question is, how tall are you? I am 5'10", so I am a very tall person. Ross is 6'4", and so I feel like a lot of people think I'm kind of tiny, like I'm kind of short. And that's probably because, like, in comparison to Ross, I'm short, but like, it's just because Ross is really tall. Yeah, I feel like that surprises a lot of people. I'm actually a very tall person. So the next question from the Lego-matic asking, what are your ideal building conditions? Rainy, nighttime, etc. So I usually build at night, and I love building with my husband, and he's busy during the day. I'm pretty busy during the day, so it usually just happens at night. And I would say about half the time we're working on a Lego city, so making more road plates, working on mocks for there, just like setting up scenery, forest type stuff, landscaping. And then the other half of the time we actually do build normal Lego sets, and we usually do that in here. We'll set it up on my desk and then like put on Netflix on the computer and just have like a little movie night. It's actually really fun. So next question's from Glero3 asking, how do you afford expensive Lego sets like the Expert Millennium Falcon? This one here. So I haven't really touched on this before, and I feel like it's kind of like a weird topic, like it's money, you know? But really, like, me and my husband both worked really hard. We both have master's degrees in good fields, and even though I never actually used my degree for normal work, he still does. Like, he still uses his degree as a programmer. And we definitely don't buy sets like this every day. Like, this was a huge deal for us, and really why we got this, or rather, like, I think it's really Ross's set, actually. He got this when he finished paying off his student loans, and that's a huge deal, especially in America where college is not free. It's actually quite expensive. He really wanted to celebrate and get something that he'd been after for a long time, which of course is the Falcon. And this set here is definitely one of our most treasured Lego sets. It's just, first of all, it's expensive, so of course, like, we care a lot about it, we take care of it, but also it just means so much to him, you know? It like represents him being done with this certain era of his life. But also, like, I do want to say we do have a budget. Sometimes we like exceed the budget, and that's like the only way to stay in budget is to keep like increasing it. I'm kidding. Please, like, be financially responsible. But as long as we think ahead and we kind of know what's coming ahead of time, then we can budget for that. And especially for the August 1st releases, we knew that that would be a big purchase. Back in like April, we started thinking like, okay, like, let's start saving money for this. There's a lot of new sets coming out. There's a whole Star Wars wave. There's Marvel. Like, there's so many new sets. And so whatever we got on August 1st was definitely not a spur of the moment purchase. And same for the Falcon. Like, we definitely thought about that for months. So next up, Noah Skywalker wants to know, how long have you been doing a Lego YouTube channel? So I myself have been doing YouTube for about a year, a little bit over a year, like a year and a month or something like that. However, this channel is 13 years old, and my husband started it back in 2008 to do Lego Star Wars stop motion. And actually on the front page of my channel, way at the bottom, I think, there's a playlist called Emmasaurus Classics with all of his old stop motion. Go check it out. They're actually really good. So the next question's from the Lego Shed asking, what's your favorite set from 2021? Definitely the Daily Bugle. I am obsessed with that set. It was so much fun to build. There's so many minifigs. And also, like, I just feel like there was so much love put into the build process. You know, like, the designers were definitely Marvel fans, and it shows. The only downside about that set, and it's not even a downside, it's just different, is that it's gigantic. If you've seen any city update of mine over the last few months, you will see the Daily Bugle in there, and it towers over anything else. Like, all the modulars, I was like, oh wow, the police station modular, like, that's a pretty big modular, you know, that's a good size. Daily Bugle towers over it. It is insane. So it's not really a downside, it's just like, it's just a big set. So our next question is from Lego BeastieBricks asking, are you going to do some live streams for Diagon Alley? Absolutely I am. So for those of y'all who are newer to this channel, I got Diagon Alley a few months ago. It was for my husband and I's 1-year anniversary, and that was my most wanted set. Like, I saw that on the shelves and I was like, wow, like, that's gorgeous. The colors will look amazing in the Lego City. However, it was just really expensive and I couldn't just justify just buying it on a whim. And so I'm just so happy and thankful that Ross got me that set. I really can't wait to build it. However, I've decided that I'm gonna start building that set when this channel reaches 20,000 subscribers, which is gonna be very soon. Like, we've been growing so quickly lately, so thank you all so much. Like, if you're new here, I really do appreciate you subscribing. That's amazing. But something I love is working towards goals. And so I feel like having this kind of reward when we hit 20K, that'll be really cool. It'll make it a lot more special for me. Not that the set isn't already special, but I feel like having that milestone will make it so much more special. So yeah, that being said, make sure to subscribe. So the next question is asking, what's the best part of being in LAN? So for those of y'all who don't know, LAN is the Lego Ambassador Network, and I was accepted into that back in, I believe, April of this year. And I mean, there's a lot of perks that go into it, right? Like, there's a lot of perks, but like, something people don't really talk about too much is the community. Like, it really is a network of people that love Lego. All of these people in it are communities. Like, here right now, this is the Emmasaurus YouTube community, whereas like Ash and Flash, like, here's the Ash and Flash community. And so all of these people there represent different groups of Lego fans. And yes, they do cross over quite a bit, but like, they're all slightly different. You know, they all have their own personalities, and I love that. And really, so far, the best part of the LAN has been being able to meet people and connect with people, like Boon from Boon Builds, like Lego Masters Season 1. I was so excited. So I had just joined the LAN, and he reached out to me on the messenger on there. I was like, hey, like, I'm familiar with your channel, like, I'm Boon, do you ever want to do a collab? And so then we did a collab. We built this Creator 3-in-1 Ferris wheel together, and that was so much fun. We did it on a build stream. And I'm not saying that if I wasn't in LAN, I wouldn't have been able to chat with Boon or meet Boon, but like, that definitely facilitated it. Or even like Jay from Jay's Brick Blog. I had never talked to him before. I was very familiar with his blog, of course. I followed him on Instagram, but I wouldn't say that like we were friends. Like, I knew of him. I don't know if he knew of me, maybe. But Jay's basically my LAN mentor, which is called like a brickmate, which is kind of cute. I like the name. But I've gotten to connect with him through that, and that's been amazing. Just getting to know more people, honestly, has been just fantastic. Okay, so our next question is from Brother from Another Brick, or BFAB, asking, how do you feel about unicorns being in Parliament? What? Alrighty everyone, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for next time, make sure to leave a comment down below, and that's where I'll be grabbing my questions. Hopefully I can make this a more regular thing. We will see. But I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who did respond to my Instagram story for questions. You guys are amazing. I loved reading through all of those. I am sorry we didn't have time for everything, but if you still have a question you want answered for next time, make sure to leave it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.